What's going on, everybody? This Afro Think Tank. So, I hear word from the grapevine is two white boys. White! All right? White boys said they was going to go to Haiti. All right? And they was going to enslave the Haitians. They about to take their whole country over. These two white boys came up with the idea to restart slavery. Okay, in Haiti. They wanted to enslave the Haitians. Now listen. Out of all the black people, first of all, you shouldn't try any black person because we got time today. All right. But out of all the black people on the planet, you want to go toe to toe, just two white boys, all right now. Y'all white boys must think y'all are really superior. Like, these two white boys are supreme. They got to be. They played every Call of Duty since PlayStation 2. They got every Battlefield, even Battlefield 42 that sucked. All right? These guys completed every side quest on Ghost Recon. All right? They are trained professional special forces, spec op Power Rangers, and they about to go to Haiti and defeat the greatest African warriors in human history. What? The Haitians. Hey, look, I'm an African American. We some tough bitches. You understand? We done went and won all the Europeans' wars from. We are warriors. And real can also recognize real. And them Haitians, boy, them Haitians are Super Saiyans. Okay? You wanna mess with, you pick out of all the universe, you pick planet Vegeta to go fuck with. Are you crazy? Do you know who the Haitians are? Do you know what the Haitians did with sticks and twigs and shit? Huh? Utilizing African culture and African spirituality. You wanna put up your white power, your supremacy versus the height of black power. You wanna go toe to toe with the black mambas for real? Are you crazy? So when them Haitians go Super Saiyan, what you gonna do? Huh? Super Saiyan 1, 2, 3, 4, Legendary 5, huh? They got God Key. You understand? You know what that is? You know how hard it is to keep up God Key? Huh? They are divine Africans. They defeated the greatest army you European savage barbarians have ever manifested in any point in time in history. Napoleon's army. We talk about Napoleon, who's kicking the rest of those Anglo-Saxon barbarian Germanic savages' asses the whole time. We talking about Napoleon. All right, the guy that was too tall for his time, but they call him short now, even though he was the average height of a man. He was actually quite tall for his age. We talking about Napoleon. This dude ran around the world, freaking taking names. This dude was a world conqueror for real. Okay, like for real. All right? And it was a bunch of Africans. Okay? A bunch of Africans with a few petty hand-me-down guns that whipped the greatest, most equipped, most trained, devastating army the world has ever seen. Napoleon was the white Shaka Zulu. Napoleon was a master tactician. Napoleon was a savage. No European could fuck with Napoleon except for them Russians. The Russians been kicking them Germanic, Francophone, German. Y'all been battling on attrition. This shit been going on forever. This same fight in Ukraine and Russia is the same fight that's been going on for the last couple thousand years. They just keep changing each other's names and slightly shifting the lines, but y'all been fighting on the same battlefields this entire time. How many layers of skeletons and blood and bone is in those fields? Not just the Ukrainians and Russians, but everybody. If you go down 5,000 years, it's probably layers and layers of nothing but European death and destruction under them grounds. For all the wars you guys fight over them resources. But y'all, them white boys must really, what kind of cocaine did you smoke? Huh? What brand of fentanyl did you sniff or did you shoot up to think that you two white boys by yourselves was gonna go to Haiti and fight the Super Saiyans of Africans? You crazy? The Haitians are the Super Saiyans of Africans. That's why they're so nice. They gotta be. All right, they come from a solid stock. All right, them Haitians come from West Africa, the greatest warriors in the history of mankind. The greatest. These Africans are the greatest warriors in history of mankind, going back thousands of years. The greatest mercenaries in all the Asians and Arab and European wars that they don't like to talk about. Huh? We were the weapons of mass destruction before the goddamn gun and cannon and machine gun and all that shit. We were the weapon of mass destruction when we had swords and spears and shields and shit. Y'all want to go get a concentrated stock of legendary warriors out of Haiti, and you want to start some shit, just two white boys. Boy, y'all got some y'all got a hell of confidence. They should have let them go. Y'all should have went out there and go ahead and did it. Why do you think Haiti is in the situation that it's in now? Because the white Western world has still not forgiven for Haiti. It's forgiven them damn Africans for destroying real white supremacy, for destroying the height of white power in their face and embarrassing all of Europe. The entire white European power structure was destroyed by some Africans with a few hand-me-down third-rate guns and some sticks and Shango African power. Get the fuck out of here. That's why the West does everything they can to disenfranchise Haiti right now. That's why Haiti is in the situation it is right now, because they still suffering from what the warriors did back in the day. Y'all don't know shit. White boys try to get the fuck. Y'all funny. Y'all funny. I would like to see. Let them go. Let them go. Let's see what they can do. Anyway, y'all tell me what y'all think about this dumb shit in the comment section. It's Afro Think Tank. Learn something, teach something. I'm out.
You want to know what I find absolutely ironic about the case with the two northern Texas men that are now facing charges for allegedly plotting for over a year to invade an offshore island of Haiti, Gonaïve, where they were going to kill off all of the men and turn the women and children into their sex slaves? What I find absolutely ironic is that every single time a Haitian utters that they just can't leave Haiti alone, they just can't leave my country alone. They can't leave my country or my people alone. Every time we say this, right, we're met with ignorance, right, of people stating that's a lie, it's a lie, nobody's trying to do anything to Haiti. In fact, it's the Haitian people that's making Haiti bad. It's the Haitian people that can't even help their own. That's what the ignorant, you understand, regurgitates. That's what they state. But look, two men for over a year plotting to come and invade my country. I thought my country has nothing to offer. Why? Why are you coming to my country? To the point where they even went as far as learning my mother tongue, learning my native language. Okay, they started learning Creole so they could speak to the people there, so that they would have a better chance in being able to take over this small offshore island of Gonaïve. I thought my country has nothing. Why pick Haiti? Why pick Haiti? To the point where this master plot involved rounding up the homeless population in DC so that they would have troops. But nobody wants anything from my country. Nobody wants anything from my country, right? And while the Haitian petty Gemini in me definitely needed to touch base on that real quick, you know, I had to point that out right quick. You know what I'm saying? I am still going to also point out a more pressing issue surrounding this case, which is Haiti is consistently and more so becoming an internationally known target. Okay? My country is being seen as a target for these two 20 and 21-year-old white boys to only have thought of Haiti out of all the other countries they could have thought of. They thought of Haiti. It's because of the current state my country is in, all right? It's the current state that my country is in. Now, there's a lot of conversation within the Haitian diaspora and the Haitian communities discussing what would have happened had these men actually tried to be successful with their little plan, stating that they would have gotten beaten up. But let's be honest, Haitian person's a Haitian person. The only way the Haitian people were going to beat them up and handle them accordingly is had the Haitians knew what their plans were. The Haitian people would have needed to know what was going to happen in order for them to be able to handle themselves accordingly. But let's break down the details again, because I know our Haitian people, my Haitian people sometimes can be very somewhat. We're talking about two white men, pale skin, blue eyes, sandy blonde hair that were learning Creole. They were learning Creole. They were learning the Haitian culture. Okay? Unfortunately, that right there would have been it. Okay? Just like how the Native Americans made the mistake with the Pilgrims, just like how the Africans made the mistakes with the the colonizers, the European colonizers, that right there. That right there. That's the black person's Achilles heel. We see that they learn a little bit of our culture and then boom, we love you, and then they turn around and they screw us over. Right? And they knew that Haiti was the perfect place to pick because of Haiti's current financial burdens, social burdens, safety burdens, economic burdens, everything. Right? The hunger crisis, and then now we're still having to we never recovered after the earthquake, and now we're recovering after Melissa. I'm tired of my country being seen as a target. I'm tired of my country being seen as a target. Us Haitian people here in the diaspora, we need to figure out what to do because it's getting worse. The pressure is getting worse. With every day, Haiti is becoming more and more vulnerable. More and more vulnerable. Cases like this is not going to subside. If anything, I'm scared it's going to get worse. They're not stopping the anti-Haitian propaganda. They're fueling it even more. JD Vance was literally caught on air last week reigniting the same fucking stereotypes that they had during the presidential election of 2024, where they were telling everybody that Haitian people were eating the cats, they're eating the pets. He revived it. It's not stopping. It's getting worse. It's getting worse. We got to figure out what to do because it's honestly not funny to me. You had two white men that planned on turning the women and children in our country into sex slaves after killing off all the men. It should be taken exactly how it sounds, as a fucking threat.
Pete Hegseth's pastor said that we should bring back slavery.
The institution of slavery is not inherently evil. I know. Some of you guys are upset by that. Some of you guys are saying, I've been saying that for years.
Two Caucasian men. This is the knee slapper. Thought that they were going to take over a Haitian island. Now it's official. I know now 100% that they don't know history. If you don't know how Haiti freed itself, please just take the time to look it up and you're going to know why I am laughing. But here's the kicker, right? They thought they were going to recruit other white men, homeless men, struggling men, travel to the island, take the lives of all the men, right? And then take the women and children as slaves, ex-slaves, so they can make child pornography. They have a sickness. They have a sickness. They will tell you that black men and black women are the dangerous things walking under the sun. They have a sickness. I told somebody this before. Black people can move to the moon by themselves, and you will see white people on a spaceship floating outside waiting for them because they are sick. They are obsessed. They are sick. And I'm going to just tell you this. Y'all lucky the police got y'all, because if those Haitians would have got y'all, they would have turned you inside out, every which way but loose.
Basically, this was when colonizing goes wrong. You think you're going to colonize? This ain't the 1814, 1500s, motherfucker. This ain't happening anymore. This is exactly how Africa was taken over. You know, you had some white motherfuckers came in, all nice, trying to speak the language, chilling, eating, and all of a sudden they raping the women, killing the men off, and all of a sudden slavery happens, and that's, yeah. So these two white dudes, like Gavin Weisenberg, Tanner Thomas, had a plot to take over a Haitian island.
Prosecutors say Weisenberg and Thomas planned to invade the island by sailboat, heavily armed, using homeless people they would enlist from Washington, D.C. to murder the men on the island, take control of the territory, and then turn the women into sex slaves.
A Haitian island, about 87,000 people, they were plotting since 2024 to take on, to colonize and take over this Haitian island. Both of them took Haitian Creole classes. They went to one went to the U.S. Navy, joined the Air Force or whatever to learn how to sail a boat. They failed doing that. So they were just, studying weaponry, all kinds of shit. And their plan was, get this, guys, to kill off the men and keep the women as slaves and the children and sex traffic them and all this other shit. They've been arrested. Thank God they were arrested and they might go to jail for life. We hope so. I hope they go to hell for life too. So the fact that they even have lawyers that are going, that one of them wants to plead not guilty. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Anyway, so my thing is like white guys wanting to get rid of black men and enslave and black women is what's so surprising. I think that most white men want to do that in general. Now, I said this on purpose because I know people, a lot of times, some of you all in these interracial relationships, y'all get so goddamn sensitive, you act like this isn't facts, okay? There are some people that will be in an interracial relationship and hate the race that they're dating, honestly. There are white dudes that have black girlfriends that hate black men. And there are white women that have black boyfriends and black husbands that hate black women. This is a fact. It's all facts, okay? So this is some. I didn't say all, but I say majority. And then these two are an example of what the fuck it is. You want to go and kill all the men and enslave all the women. Real fantasy, creepy. That's that black fantasy shit that a lot of white people have. We be running rent-free in their heads. All that's homoerotic. You guys ate us. There's a book called Delectable Negro. You can read it. You ate us. You smoked us. You pickled us. You cut off our penises, put them in jars. This is what white folks did. And you had Africans being cannibals, which has been true. So these two dudes, I hope they rot in hell. Them and all that other shit. Thank God that shit didn't work. When colonizing goes bad.
So white people will never leave black people alone, and I'm going to tell you why. White society's obsession with black people isn't new. It's centuries old. If you think about slavery, colonialism, and exploitation, from the start, white wealth in America was built off the backs of black bodies. Sugar, cotton, tobacco, rice. This wasn't just economics. It was a system where white people's very identity was shaped around controlling and owning and watching black bodies. But here's the wild contradiction in all of this, right? While trying to dehumanize us, white culture has always been obsessed with us, right? They copied our music, our style, our language, our food, even our rhythm, all while denying us basic rights. Think about jazz and rock and hip hop and fashion, all born out of black genius, only to be taken, watered down, and sold back to the world with a white face on it. So why can't they just stay away? Because in a system that is built both on exploitation and envy, distance is impossible. White supremacy depends on keeping black people in place, close enough to use, control, or imitate, but never free enough to threaten the hierarchy. It's a sick paradox, fear and fascination at the same damn time. On a psychological level, it's projection. White folks will project their guilt, their fear, and their insecurities onto blackness, and then turn around and crave the very life, culture, and resilience they try to destroy. It's like they want the sauce, but not the struggle. Now, to be real, not every white person acts like this, but the system, the way whiteness has defined itself against blackness, makes it so this obsession keeps resurfacing. Whether it's over policing or culture appropriation or trying to legislate our lives, it always comes back to the old need to dominate mixed with a quiet desire to be what they can't.
There are at least two pilgrims that will not make it to Thanksgiving dinner. That's Tanner and Gavin. Tanner and Gavin wanted to take over an island just off of Haiti called Gonave Island. If you were lucky enough to survive their rampaging through the island with weapons, then they were going to enslave you. I'm not joking. You can read more about it on the website at readingnewsreview.com, and we'll be talking about it on Reading News Review Unrestricted.
Bonjour tout le monde, bonjour tout le monde, bonjour tout le monde. Gen yon parole m'kap de la. Two white men from Texas who plotted to go to Haiti, to La Gonave, to take over Lago Nave Island in Haiti. Two white men from Texas were plotting to recruit homeless people in Texas to go to Lago Nave to commandeer the island of Lago Nave in Haiti.
A federal grand jury indicted 2 North Texas men accused of plotting to invade a foreign island, kill the men, and take the women as sex slaves.
Prosecutors say one of the men enlisted in the Air Force to get military training he thought he needed.
Say they plan to recruit people who are homeless in Washington, D.C. to serve on their, quote, expeditionary force and take over a small Haitian island. The grand jury indictment headed...
Give me a minute.
What I would say to you people is you will be fucked up if you try to go to Haiti and commandeer people. Thinking you could kill the men and make the women sex slaves is absolutely insane. You would have found out very quickly who our ancestors were, and you would have been taken out of the fuck people. Why there needs to be a study of why white men think that they are all Christopher Columbus and that they can colonize. In 2025, you think you're going to go to the island of Haiti and be what? Welcome with open arms? You think we're going to say, bienvenue, no. No. Guys, at some point, we got to do better in this world. We just got to do better because 2 white men from Texas, I want to reiterate, 2 white men from Texas were planning to go to Haiti.
Hey there. Today I'm going to share something fascinating with you. 5 incredible things about Haiti that most people have never heard about. Trust me, this is going to change the way you see this remarkable country. Let's start with something groundbreaking. Haiti holds the distinction of being the world's first black republic. In 1804, they did what seemed impossible. They defeated Napoleon's mighty French army. Yes, you heard that right. The same Napoleon who was dominating Europe at the time was defeated by determined Haitian revolutionaries. Now, here's where things get interesting. When Haiti gained its freedom, the United States actually refused to recognize it. Why? Because American slave owners were terrified that their own enslaved people might follow Haiti's example and fight for their freedom too. Pretty revealing, isn't it? But Haiti's story gets even more impressive. They didn't just fight for their own freedom. They became champions of liberation across Latin America. In 1815, they made an incredible deal with Simón Bolívar, providing him with weapons, ships, and soldiers. Their only condition? That he must abolish slavery wherever his campaign succeeded. Talk about fighting for what's right. Here's something that might make your blood boil. France actually forced Haiti to pay 150 million gold francs as punishment for gaining their freedom. Can you believe it? The people who had been enslaved were forced to compensate their former enslavers. This crushing debt devastated Haiti's economy for more than 100 years. And finally, here's a fact that should be in every history book. Haiti was the first country in the world to permanently abolish slavery in its constitution. In 1805, they made it crystal clear: slavery is forever abolished. They went even further, declaring every citizen black to eliminate racial divisions completely. So the next time you hear about Haiti, remember, it's not just a country that has faced struggles. It's a nation of brave freedom fighters, bold leaders, and incredible history makers. Haiti's story isn't just about survival, it's about changing the world.
I, for one, would have loved to have seen the attempt of those 2 Texas guys go to the island of Gonaïve to fulfill their long-inherited colonial and sexually, physically violent dream against my people. 2 20-year-old fuck-ass racist degenerates plotting a coup d'etat in a country with people that they've never really encountered. And I think all of the violence that's been going on in the main capital of Haiti has got you guys confused. You're seeing these little Haitian women and Haitian men running for their lives, running to safety, and you guys are confused about the Haitian people. Maybe some of you need to test us out ourselves, because tête graine papier blanc. This is not just exclusive to Haitians. This is a common understanding in all black communities. We're not scared of you. We know what you're capable of. We know who you are. Because yes, maybe when you first got here, you know, some of the islanders, they're still a little ignorant and they still favor white people. They might have given you a little special treatment, but once they're on board, they're on board. You and your maybe 5, 6, 20 even mercenaries got to the island of 87,000 plus people. I wonder what would happen next. Même si t'es tué 100, même si t'es tué 200, 300, 400, you t'as tué quand même. Même avec Kraska katan cool. No, because maybe you don't know Haitians like I know Haitians. T'es gen pas joué, non?
Meet Gavin and Tanner. They're stupid, but they had a big plan. You see, their plan was to travel to the Gonave Island in Haiti. All the men on the island, then take the women and children as slaves, where they would then force the women and children to watch Netflix with them. If you don't know what that means, look in the comments. Now, if all that sounds insane to you, it gets worse, because it's the actual plan that these two came up with that's the scary part. You see, sometime last year, they meet up. They say, look, we still finna take over that island. Tanner said, you know I'm always ready. How we gonna do it is gonna go in military style. Gavin said, that's smart. You ever been to the military? Tanner said, I guess I haven't. So Tanner joins the Air Force and Gavin joins a firefighter academy so they can gain some skills to take over the island. Tanner in the Air Force, busting his ass. He said, man, this is tough. Let me see how Gavin doing. Ring, ring, ring. Gavin said, yep. Tanner said, okay, how's the firefighter training going? Gavin said, firefighter training? Oh, I flunked out. Remember, they stupid. He said, they was trying to make me learn and all that. Tanner said, ooh, I almost said something. Gavin said, cool your jets, Tanner, because I got a plan. Look, I'm finna go to Thailand and learn how to sail boats, because to take over the island, we got to get to the island and we don't know how to sail. So Gavin flies over to Thailand. He says, hey y'all, I'm trying to learn how to sail one of these. One of the folks out in Thailand said, yeah, we can teach you. Look, this is how much it's gonna cost. Gavin said, cost? Oh, I'm broke. They said, oh, why don't you just Google how much it costs for us to teach you? We got websites. Gavin said, I should have done that. They said, yeah. But you can swim around the water though, that's free. Now it's at this point the two men decided to take a step back because they realized they were in over their heads. Psych, stupid. You not listening. They dumb. They said, we'll figure out the boat stuff and the training stuff later. Let's move on to phase 2. Recruiting soldiers. And by recruiting soldiers, I mean going to Washington, D.C. and asking homeless people to join them. In fact, Tanner requests to be stationed in Maryland so he can be close to Washington, D.C. so he can consistently try to recruit homeless people. The homeless people in Washington, D.C. were like, nah, we're not gonna do that. Gavin and Tanner said, y'all wanna think on it? And they said, nah. And it was at this point, Gavin and Tanner looked at each other and said, let's keep going. So they start writing battle plans. They start texting each other plans saying, all right, we're gonna go here, we're gonna go there. They start texting each other terrible things they're gonna do to the Haitian women. And it was at this point they get a knock on their door. Do, do, do. Gavin and Tanner said, who that? They said, it's the FBI. Gavin and Tanner said, y'all trying to join us? The FBI said, not really, but you're going to jail though. Gavin and Tanner said, all right, we coming out. You see, the FBI had been watching them for months. We don't know exactly how they got caught yet, but that information is probably going to come out in the future. And well, these pictures you've been looking at this whole time are their mugshots. Gavin and Tanner said, how many years we facing? The FBI said, you're not facing like any years exactly, you're just facing your whole lives. Gavin and Tanner said, hey, yo, but we didn't actually take over the island. We didn't do nothing. The FBI said, and you were never going to take over the island. You know how many people live on Gonave Island? Gavin and Tanner said, 40? FBI said 87,000. Gavin and Tanner said, well, I'll be a monkey's uncle. So now Gavin and Tanner both face life in prison for conspiracy to people in another country. Side note, they also face another 15 to 30 years for producing a video in which, let's just say, they're doing Epstein activities. Now, technically, these are all charges, so all of this is alleged, but they were texting about their plans back and forth for like a whole year. And they were being watched really closely by the FBI, so it's probably gonna be life for Dumb and Dumber.
So yeah, I wanna go meet the Haitians because to me, they're the strongest black people on earth because they're the only ones to beat the white man.
Yeah. All right, let me ask you.
Hey, shouts out to the Haitians, man. I ain't gonna lie, I got one Haitian that be looking at my video, bro, faithfully, bro. They was helping us back then with the civil rights movement and all that shit as well.
The Haitian Revolution inspired the largest slave revolt in American history, and yet this story has been silenced. It's almost entirely missing from our history books. The Louisiana Rebellion of 1811, also known as the German Coast Uprising, was absolutely epic. Over 500 enslaved Africans rose up. They united in order to overthrow the oppressive system of slavery. What was remarkable is that these Africans came from different tribes and cultures. They had different languages and traditions, and yet they all united together in order to bring down the system and stand for their humanity. The rebellion was led by Charles Dillon, a Haitian man. It's widely believed that he was born in Saint-Domingue, but regardless of where he was born, Charles was deeply inspired by the Haitian Revolution. He had seen the Haitian people rise up and defeat their colonizing powers, the French, the British, the Spanish, and he saw that the Haitian people created the first free black republic in the world. So Charles created a plan where he would help create the second free black republic in the world, Louisiana. That's if they succeeded in their ultimate plan. In one of the most explosive rebellions in American history, Charles took his team from plantation to plantation. They marched on their way headed to New Orleans in order to capture the city and make it the capital of the new Black Republic. The Haitian Revolution was alive and well, not only because these Africans were inspired by the Haitian Revolution, but also because many of them witnessed it. A lot of enslaved Africans in Louisiana at that time had immigrated from Saint-Domingue to Louisiana when the Haitian Revolution broke out. The French masters fled Saint-Domingue in fear with enslaved Africans. Unfortunately, before they could make it to New Orleans, a local militia and federal troops stopped the movement, and they massacred all of the Africans. The heads of these heroes were placed on poles along the river for 60 miles to serve as a gross reminder that uprisings would not be tolerated. Although they were unable to capture New Orleans, this rebellion was a wild success. Anytime an enslaved person was able to rise up and undermine the system of slavery, send a decisive blow to the system, and send shivers down the spine of slave owners, oh, it's a wild success. Unfortunately, this story was suppressed from day one. The governor spun it as some small rebellion led by savages, and still to this day, this history isn't remembered, their stories aren't told the way that it should be. But we can change that.
Free Sudan! Boycott diamonds and gold! Free Sudan! Boycott diamonds and gold! We most definitely cannot forget about the people of Sudan!
Thanks for watching Afro Think Tank. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And follow me on Substack and Patreon for more content. Remember, it's Pan-Africanism or nothing.